In this video I'm going to give a commentary drive regarding some narrow, at times, country and rural roads, but also a little bit further into the video there's going to be some 40, 50 and also some national speed limit roads, which is up to 60 miles per hour.
Right now.
I'm going to give you lots of advice and tips along the way about how to drive on these roads, because they can be quite tricky, particularly if you've never driven on anything like these types of roads before. Okay, right, so if you look at this road, it's fairly narrow. There's not really any road markings to speak of sort of down the middle. Little bit downhill, approaching a bend, as you can see there. So just eased off my gas as I've approached the bend. Just as I exit the bend, just looking at the road, looks a little bit windy, so I'm not going to open the speed up too much just yet. Just seeing what we're going to encounter. We'll just brake and just drop a gear to 2. Yep, that looks okay now, and then just open the car up on the straights. A little bit of a bend again coming up, just come off the accelerator so I can see around it. Ooh, could be a car coming from behind that building there. Just tuck it over to the left. Yeah, I can see that's fine. I'm just going to drop down to gear 2 for this bend, just hugging this curb on the left. Yep, that looks clear. Just increase a little bit up to 3. It's the same for this bend. It's a little bit narrow, so again, just drop a gear, hug the left-hand side. Yeah, looks okay. Yep, speed up again, up to 3. Right, then the same again for this bend. Just ease off. Just drop a gear to 2 again. It's got a bit of a downhill to contend with as well. Now the road's not great here. Yeah, looks okay. So again, still in gear 2 at the minute. Just giving me a little bit of lower gear power just to keep the car going up the hill. Just hugging this left curve again. Seeing if we're good. Yeah, looks okay. Right, temporarily just speed up and pop it up to 3. Got a bit of a better view on this road now. Right, the road just tails off to the left. Just drop a gear again. Gives me a little bit of lower gear power. Yep, still looks okay. Build my speed back up to gear 330 again. Bit of a blind summit, just trying to lean up as much as I can to see over the hill. Yeah, looks okay at the minute. Looks like the road just bends again to the left. Just drop a gear again. See if we're good. Yeah, looks okay. Increase again. Right, now another blind summit coming up. So I'm just going to drop off my gas, drop a gear to 2, just off my clutch again, just in case something comes over the brow of the hill. Yeah, that looks okay. Back up to 3, but downhill, no gas. Right, notice the sign there. So it's saying it's an upside down triangle sign, but then it says stop in 130 yards. The sign on the left hidden in the bushes. Looks like a pedestrian sign. Right, let's see what it is. Ah, it is a stop junction. Here we go. Right, so these kind of junctions, your wheels have to stop moving at the stop junction. We're looking to go right up to the solid white line, which is about there, and now I've stopped. Right, that's a horrible one to see out of this. I don't know if you noticed, there was buildings all the way up on either side, so I'm going to have to creep out. Notice that car just whipped past me really late there. Looks okay at the minute. Yeah, and I'm off. Okay, so you've got no option there but to called, well, just to creep out. It's called creep and peep, and also lean forward physically as much as you possibly can. So you want to be physically trying to lean forward. You don't have to poke too much of the nose of the car out as well. But you've got no option there to creep out, because I literally could not see through those 2 brick walls of the buildings on either side when I'd initially stopped at that stop junction. Yeah, so if you don't stop fully at a stop junction, as in stop the wheels from rolling fully, that can be a fail on the driving test here in the UK. So I'm up to gear 3, doing, close to 30 at the minute. The road looks relatively straight and relatively clear at the minute. Signs on the left there. The road's going to narrow on both sides and the double bend. So I'm just going to drop a gear to 2. Just slow it down here. Let's have a look. Yeah, the road's definitely narrowed. I've got 2 parked vehicles on either side as well. Yep, centre right mirror. Just committed to the other side as late as I could there. And just drift back onto my side. Just braking a touch for the bend so I can see around it. Yeah, no cars coming, that's fine. And increase and up to 3. But again, not much acceleration. I'm on a downhill here, so the downhill will do a lot of it for me. Just braking a touch just for this bend. Looks a bit of a line corner. I'll just drop a gear to 2 here again. Some cars you may be able to stay in gear 3 here, but mine's 1.5 diesel, so it's best to be in gear 2 and I'm just below 20. Some cars you'll be okay for gear 3. Let's look. Again, a little bit of a tricky one. Just the car could come round that corner, just on my guard. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so again, a bit of gas and into 3, but I'll just let the hill beat my accelerator again. Yeah, some cars, particularly say lower engine petrols. Right, just going to drop a gear while this car's passing me. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, lower litre engine petrols in particular, you can sometimes drive in gear 3, where in diesels you'd have to drive in gear 2. Diesels, you just got a little bit more power to the engine, so you sometimes have to drive in a bit of a lower gear. Just drop to 2 again for this bend, just leaning over to see if I can see anything coming. Yeah, looks alright at the moment. Got the red parked car on the right there in the bend, so a car could theoretically come round that corner. So I'm just braking a touch, just anticipating that could happen, because remember, they couldn't see me just as much as I couldn't see them. Yeah, then that looks okay. Just leaving it in 2 here, because again I've got this parked vehicle on the left. Yeah, there's nothing coming the other way. Centre right mirror, I'm just going to move out to the right. Bring it back. Right, I'm going to turn left this junction here, swinging it around the corner. Yep, all looks clear. Right, row of parked vehicles on the left, but this road looks a bit wider than the last road I was on, so building a little bit extra speed. Just going to drop into this gap here, see if I can see anything coming. No, it looks okay. Right, up to 30 mile an hour. Right, yeah, so notice the oncoming vehicles here, I've got some parked vehicles, but there's perfectly enough space, so maybe just go a little bit slower than 30, about 27 at the moment. There we go. Just increase it a little bit up to 30 again. Bus coming the other way, so the bus is a bit larger than your average vehicle, so I'll just dip into the left just to allow them a little bit extra space, a little bit slower. Yeah, there we go. Check my mirrors again before I move out. Yeah, so bus is a little bit bigger than the average car you come across on the road, so just allow them a little bit more space in a meeting traffic situation on the roads, or when the road's just getting a little bit narrower than usual. Right, now if you notice up ahead, I've got 40 sign just on the right there. There might be one on the left as well, just a bit hidden by the trees. Yeah, there it is. I can see it just in view there now. Right, swing gear 3, give it a nice bit of acceleration up the hill. Gear 4. Right, got some temporary traffic lights which may change. Just check my central mirror just in case. Yeah, there they go. So a bit of brake. Not going to bother with the gears. I'll just be clutching at 1,000 revs. Now notice where it says the sign here. When red light shows wait here, I'm just going to stop around about a car length back, about here. So what stopping here does is gives me a little bit of space then to move around those cones, the sign and the actual traffic light itself. Also gives lots of room for any larger vehicles who are coming the other way now to get back onto their side of the road. Right, so notice there's no oncoming cars coming now, so a lot of these lights are set on a sensor, so it may sense the fact that I'm here. Yep, there we go. Center and right mirrors, fine. Yeah, so a lot of these there's like a little camera sensor built on top of those, so if they notice no other cars coming the other way and the sensors pick up a car coming from the other direction, they generally there will change the lights, so you're not just sat there on red when there's no oncoming cars, because we've all been in that situation. It can be a little bit frustrating. Right, let's change the speed limit now to a 50 mile an hour. So I'm in gear 4 at the minute, nice bit of acceleration, up near to 50, kicking it to gear 5. Right, a few potholes on this road here. Yeah, a little bit more open here, not as many, there's a few houses but nothing major, so it's safer to have a bit of a higher speed limit. It's quite straight. I know there's a few little bends here, but there's nothing too sharp with the bends here. Looking to see if there's any bends, any hills that might change my speed slightly. You know, it's the bend coming up. It's nothing sharp really. There's nothing severe about this bend, so I can keep it up near 50 mile an hour at the moment. there's a sharp left bend sign, can you see there, just in the left. So just come off my gas, check my central mirror, just dropped it down to the mid 40s. Just feels a bit more comfortable for this bend. Notice it says slow on the floor as well, it's a little bit faded. Just come off the gas again a little bit more there. So I'll drop a gear to 4, just gives me a little bit more control. Just 40 mile an hour around that bend. Now we're on the straights, into 5. Notice that car just overtook the white van. The white van mustn't have been doing 50 miles per hour. Particularly some vans, though, they are restricted on what speed limit they can do. Right, looks the 40 mile an hour sign there. A little bit of brake, down into 4, off my clutch. Alright, it's a downhill bend. I'm just hovering over my brake in case I need it. Yeah, I'll just tap it a little bit. Yeah, it feels a bit more controlled there. Right, then I'm going to turn right this junction here. Centre right mirror. From 4 to 2 off my clutch. Notice there's a double give way, so I'm staying in the right of the 2 lanes. Right, I'll take a bit of caution on this one because it's quite tricky to come out. Yep, there we go. Make sure I didn't compromise on my gas there. I wanted to get out as soon as I could. Right, and the 40 sign just on the left there is a reminder in the trees, so I know it's 40 mile an hour. Notice there's a double dotted solid line in the middle. That means neither I or the cars on the other side could overtake. What I anticipate is, yeah, if you look there now the solid lines have disappeared, so now it's technically safe for both sides to overtake. Basically can't overtake on bends because you can't see what's coming the other way, so that was the origins of those solid lines there. Now here the road's a bit straighter. If you felt the need or had to overtake, you've now got a lot better view because the road is straight. Alright, notice the 30 signs coming up here, so I'm just off my gas, drop to gear to 3, slowly off my clutch, and that's got me near to 30 mile an hour. Yeah, so again in my car, gear 3 for around about 30 mile an hour. Some cars you will have to put it into gear 4. It's all about where the revs are really. So if your revs are quite high, as in above 2000 in gear 3 at 30, then the car you're driving could probably do with being in gear 4. Park vehicles. I'll just slow down to around about the mid-20s. Just gonna, after this blue car, just move into the left just to give that van and any other oncoming vehicles the middle space. Just got a bit closer to the curb than I normally would, just because of the road layout here. So I sped back up to 30 mile an hour now. Now I've got no oncoming cars. A 40 mile an hour sign I can see on the right, hidden a bit by the bushes. The one on the left's clear though. Right, so now I'm past the sign, a bit more acceleration. Up to gear 4. Looks like I've got some more temporary traffic lights up ahead. So I've checked my central mirror, back on my brake, wait till 1,000 revs, clutch all the way down. Not going to bother with my gears because I can see the lights are still on red and no one's moving. Just going to wait till I've stopped. To always stop when you can still see wheels and roads. That's the bottom of the tyres of the car in front. Just popped it into neutral, put my handbrake on, just off my pedals for now. There's no point in sitting on the pedals while I'm in a queue. Right, I can see the cars are starting to move. Brake lights are coming off of the cars. Into gear 1. And check my centre on my right mirror. Start to move out onto the other side of the road. There we go, you see that green light there. Keeping it around about mid-20s for now, just while I'm going past the roadworks. Just seeing when I've got a bit more space that I can increase my speed up towards 40. Double bend sign just on the left there, warning me. There's a car ahead, I think, turning left into a side road. Yeah, you got that silver one just turning in. Pop it back down into gear 2, just allow the cars ahead to start to build up again. Yeah, it's like semi-rural this area, so you get a lot of entrances to properties which are pretty well concealed. So if the car in front indicates left or right and there's no obvious sort of road on the left or right, it could be anywhere basically. There could be some kind of concealed entrance. So best thing to do is hold back, brake, drop gears, give them plenty of space, because it's not always obvious where they may be turning. again, 30 mph sign just on the right, the one on the left hidden by the trees again. Right, just off my gas, drop to gear to 3, and I'm at 30 mph. Notice in the middle there again, solid lines on my side but dotted on the other. It's because I'm approaching the bend, but the cars on the other side are exiting the bend. Now it's solid temporarily on both because we've technically both on a bit of a bend here. Notice it's gone back to dotted there. Just for that right turn area, you notice there's a little right turn box to go into that side road on the right. So the car ahead of me is braking. That was just because there's a bit of a downhill. There's also a warning sign of a traffic light just on the left there. It's telling me in 75 yards, but I can see the white car ahead of me is braking just before the bend. Yeah, that gives you a little bit of a clue sometimes that the traffic lights must be on red, or there's, at least if they're not on red, there's some kind of obstruction. Okay, so again, notice there I've stopped so you can still see wheels and road, or tyres and tarmac. Take the next road on the left just after these railings. Let's see if I can see a change of speed limit sign. Yep, 40 mph, one on the left and right. A few parked vehicles, just going to keep it at 30 for now. Yeah, the road's opened up space wise now. Give it a nice firm bit of gas up the hill. Now I'm up at 40, gear 4. Double bend sign just on the left there again, says for half a mile. Uphill, so I'm just keeping my foot on the, even though it says slow, just keeping my foot on the accelerator, because if I come off my accelerator on a steep hill like this, the weight of the car is just going to drag me back with gravity, so it would quite, slow me down quite severely. Notice again solid lines. It's gone dotted for me now because I've exited the bend. Alright, I can see, but it's solid on the other side because they're entering. And now, if you notice, it's dotted on both. Centre right, let's move around this parked vehicle, just use the hatch markings, then nip back in before the island. Yeah, you can use those hatch markings if you're going around obstructions, because after all, there's nowhere else you could go. The equivalent would be to go into a parked vehicle. Alright, notice the 30 signs just coming up, just off my gas, check my mirror, gear 3, slowly off my clutch. Right, it's oncoming vehicle, looks a bit tight because it's a big car that. I'll just hold in for this car here. Notice they were willing to wait for me as well there, but in that situation, don't wait for the other car to wait for you, because you are not under control of that situation. You don't know what they're going to do, but you're fully in control of what you do, so slow down and prepare to stop, because that's what you're in charge of. You're in charge of your actions, not theirs. Right, this situation, give way to oncoming vehicles. Let's lean over. Yeah, that's clear, that's fine. It's a bit of a hard one to see on the bend, so I recommend slowing right down, leaning round over to left, see if you can see. This one's my priority now, if you notice. Sharp left bend sign coming up. Notice again those markings again. Solid line in the middle, dotted on the other side, but then solid for both sides here because we're entering the bend. There's a 50 sign just coming up there if you notice. Right, nice firm bit of gas. Gear 4. Again, nice firm bit of gas again. Gear 5. Walkers in road there underneath a triangle sign with an exclamation mark sign in it. Double bend sign as well. So it's telling me slow down. Just eased off my gas. I'm just going to drop a gear to 4. Just for the bend. Just keeping it around about 40. As I exit the bend now, increase my speed again. Back to gear 5. Once again, a little bit bumpy. You'll see the camera jumping around again. Looks like another bend. Now look, there is a national speed limit sign just up ahead there on the right hand side. Because I'm driving a car, this now means I can drive at 60 miles per hour on this road. So national speed limit on a single carriageway for cars is 60 miles per hour. Alright, so I'm going to build up my speed gradually. Still got a couple of these bends to contend with. Alright, back up to, I'm in mid 40s at the minute. I'm going to just increase to 50. I think the road looks like it's going to open up in a second. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's accelerate nice and firm. gear 6 in my car. Some cars will only have gear 5 gears. Right, we'll put 60 mile an hour now. Right, nice long stretch of road this. Right, it's telling me to slow down, check my mirror. Just going to drop down to gear 5, slowly off my clutch. Brake a touch just before the bend, that's enough. Let the car roll in, and as I hit the uphill, back on my acceleration now. Alright, build it up, back up to gear 6. See what's over the bend. Yeah, looks okay. It says slow, I'm just off my gas, just doing the mid 50s just for this little bend here. Touch of gas on the straight, back up to 60 again. Again, just easing off for this bend, just off my gas and I'm not touching the pedal at the moment. Just letting the hill slow me down. Here we go, back on the gas again on the straights. Here we go, back up at 60. Notice the van ahead keeps braking. I'm not sure if the vehicle in front is doing 60. It mustn't be, it looks like I'm gaining on them, so brake a touch, drop it down to 5. They're still braking. I'm going to have to brake a little bit more, try and keep my 2-second gap. Right, I've had to drop down to gear 4, 40 miles per hour now. So the vehicle that's in front of this van clearly mustn't have been doing 60. I mean, you can't do 60 for this bend anyway. It's probably around about a 40 mile an hour bend maybe. But yeah, the van chose to brake rather than overtake. Couldn't quite see the road. It didn't really look safe maybe for an overtake there, so fair play for him to not overtake there, because it's not overtake at all costs. It only overtake when you've got a safe stretch of road. Right, 30 mile an hour now, gear 3 and 30. I'm going to take the next road on the right, coming up here, so centre and right mirror, indicator up. Below 20 mile an hour, gear 2 off my clutch, let the car roll, and then just add a little bit of acceleration once I'm around that double bend. Right, into 3, no acceleration though for the downhill, just covering over my brake. I'm going to have to swing a little bit to the middle, just brake a touch. Yeah, nothing coming the other way for that bit. Yeah, nothing coming here neither, so again just creep to the middle. It says slow on the road, it's downhill. I'm just going to tap the brake just to kill a little bit of momentum. Yeah, and then back on the gas as I go up the hill. Right, zebra crossing, can't see anybody left or right. No, that's all clear. Again, parked vehicles on the left. Check my mirrors, just creep out to the middle. After this yellow one, just going to move back to the left hand side and give it a bit more gas on the hill. Meeting situation here, there through first. Just drop down to 2, 1 because it's a narrow road, but 2 I've got the mini roundabout just after here. You know, it's the giveaway signs and the blue circular sign with the arrows. Going to go ahead, so no signal at all required. Looking ahead and right a couple of times. Yep, all good. And away we go. Yeah, so no signal if you're going ahead. It's a mini roundabout. Back up at 30 miles per hour. In my car gear 3, but possibly in some other cars you may have to go into gear 4 at 30 mile an hour. Like I said, it all depends where your revs are. So my revs at the minute are just between the 1 and 2, around about 1500, 1750. So my car's happy at this speed in gear 3. But I'll say some cars you'll be gear 3, 30 mile an hour, and the revs will be above 2000. So I'd recommend you put it into gear 4 if that is the case. Some parked vehicles on the left there, so check the centre right mirror, just move into the hatch markings on the right. Just wait for this skip to appear in my left mirror. There it is, and then just drift back off the markings.